Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Millicent Nkosi, and if it happens that you're new to this channel, I'm not talking about a subscriber, somebody who's just decided, you know what, I'm gonna check this channel out. I'm just passing through. I welcome you, and I really do hope that hopefully by the end of this video you're going to be a part of this family. And to the new subscribers, I just want to say thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot to me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for seeing something in me. I really do feel special. So thank you so much for that. So guys, on today's video, I want us to talk about the fear of leaving the comfort zone. And I do have to put out a disclaimer that, guys, I am not an expert. I am not a professional. This is something that I feel it's in my heart, things that I discuss or rather talk about here on my channel. It's things that I love to talk about, things that I feel God has placed in my heart. So that's basically it. I'm not a professional, I'm not an expert, so that is out of the way. So that's what I want to talk about today, that we tend to have fear when it comes to leaving the comfort zone. So let's get into that. So one of the reasons I personally feel we tend to be stuck in the comfort zone, it is because we avoid having one-on-one conversations with ourselves. And in these conversations, it's where you can basically sit down and introspect and ask yourself, Uguti, what do I want out of life? Who am I as a person? What makes me happy? What is it that I'm passionate about? What is it that I would do even if it meant I had to do it without being paid for it? And I know these type of questions, they sound very simple when you think about them, but honestly they can also be a bit uncomfortable, because that's where you need to dig deep and sort of try to find out, what fulfills you as a person, what makes you happy, what is it that you see doing for the rest of your life without you having to be frustrated by it, without you having to be stressed by it. So a lot of people get stuck in the comfort zone because they are afraid to ask themselves these type of questions, and they just don't want to dig deep. They basically want to live in the surface, and just settle. That's what we do. We end up settling, and for example, maybe end up staying in a job where that you're not 100% happy, but it is because that's what you have to do at the time, and therefore you're basically going to stick with that. But the sad truth is that that this is not where you belong. There's more that God has given you. There's more that you have to offer. There's something that you need to share with the world, but you are deciding, you know what, no, I'm just gonna stay here. I have a job, every month they pay me, so I'll just stick to that. And I'm not saying that that is a bad thing to have a job and all of that, but if you are doing something and that it doesn't fulfill you, and that you are supposed to spread your wings, you are supposed to grow in some way, you're supposed to evolve, then it means that you are basically sort of like shutting the door on your own life. I don't even know how to put it, but you basically just giving up on yourself, or you are not allowing yourself to grow. You are not giving yourself a chance, to see what it is that is out there. So the first one is basically that we're afraid to have those one-on-one conversations, so that we discover who we are and actually know what it is that we truly want out of life. And then the second one, I know this one is probably going to be like, but we tend to be stuck in the comfort zone because of laziness. This is purely just my opinion, that sometimes we are lazy to do stuff. Sometimes you know exactly what it is that you want to do, but you don't want to put the effort into it. You don't want to put in the work. Basically, you see other people out there pushing, doing stuff, but you don't want to get up. You don't want to put the effort. You don't want to put the work. And in which mean, when you think about it, you are doing yourself a disservice, because where are you going to go without putting in the work? Because even the word of God itself does say, Uzi, you can have faith, but faith without deeds, it is dead, which means you can have all the faith in the world, but if you are not going to put action into it, then there's nothing that's going to happen. You're basically going to see other people doing stuff, and then you get shocked, Uti, why aren't you moving? But whereas you are not doing anything, so another reason is basically that we are sometimes lazy. We know what it is that we want to do with our lives, but we don't want to put the work into it. And then the other one, it is us being afraid to take risks. We see it a lot here on YouTube, where a person says, I left my job and then decided to do 1, 2, 3, 4, or to start a business and whatnot. And that's basically the person sharing that they decided to take a risk. And sometimes that's what we need to do. We need to take risk. We need to have faith in God, and then act on the faith, like I just said, and trust the fact that God will carry me through. And you know how God works sometimes, that you'll find that maybe you are working right now, but He is actually placed you, how can I put this? You'll find that you are working right now, but He has decided that what you are meant to do with your life is that you're supposed to be running your own business, and not just your business, but maybe businesses. That's the lane, or that's your purpose in life. That's how you are supposed to make a living. And you have to maybe quit that job completely, leave that job and focus on this. But because you're afraid to take risks, you end up not even knowing that. You end up not even finding out all these things that God has instilled in you, because there's so much that God has placed in us, but we end up not even being able to find out about those things, because we're afraid to take risks. You're like, I want to do this, but I'm so afraid, and sadly it means that we don't trust God. We basically wanting to lean on our own understanding, wanting to lean on our own strengths, instead of trusting God and going to Him for answers. And guys, I am going to say this, that I'm going to keep on bringing up God, because God is who I believe in. God is who I live by. He's the one whom I feel helps me in a lot of things. He basically directs me, and I feel that when we go to God, that's where we can be our best selves. You can be truly who you are, without being critiqued, without being judged, because God receives us for who we are. He doesn't care how many wrongs you've done. He doesn't care what you did yesterday, as long as you come to Him with an open heart and you are just saying, God, here I am, with my life, direct me, show me where I'm supposed to go, and when we do that, I feel then it would be so much easier for us to be able to have that confidence, which, I'm going to take a risk and do this or do that, because I know that God has my back. I know that God will direct me. I know that God will lead me in the right direction, because at the end of the day, God will never lead us astray. That's one thing for sure. God will never lead us astray. He will always show us the right path. So basically, guys, those are the 3 things that I personally feel they tend to contribute to us staying in the comfort zone. That's us avoiding a one-on-one conversation with ourselves. That's us not wanting to get up, being lazy, wanting all the good things, wanting great things in our lives, but we don't want to get up. We don't want to do the work. We want the results, but we don't want to do the work, which doesn't make sense. But we need to be honest with ourselves. Sometimes we do tend to get lazy, and that's a disadvantage. That's us doing a disservice to ourselves. And lastly, us not wanting to take risks, because what if that's where your answer is that you're supposed to take a risk for you to actually see doors open, for you to actually see the light, for you to see change in your life, and also for you to evolve, for you to grow as a person. So yeah, guys, that's basically what I wanted to share with you. And thank you so much for watching or for listening. I really do appreciate that. And if you enjoyed the video, please do like, and then drop me a comment if you can. And also, if you have not subscribed, please do subscribe to my channel. And thank you so much for your support again, and I really do appreciate that. And thank you so much. I keep on saying thank you, but yes, I really do appreciate you guys, and I am grateful. Thank you, and stay blessed. Goodbye.